All right. So when it comes to setting up the perfect advertiser settings across your account, it's going to start at the most basic level. What we're going to do is go into your ad account and go to the left-hand side and select advertiser settings. Once you're in here, there's quite a few things. Big note, these have changed drastically over time. So if in just the last couple of months you haven't been in here, I would highly advise you stick around for this 5-6 minute tutorial because I'm break down everything that we do. These are the exact settings that we use for all the accounts that we manage as well. So first things first, we're just going to start in order here. Account controls. So what account controls do is there's two of them. There's audience controls and placement controls. Audience controls actually allow you to specify locations, age, and then if you're offering restricted advertising or restricted goods in advertising. Now, what I would advise in all cases is to leave this blank unless you actually have a truly age restricted product. Because even by selecting this and changing the minimum age to 21 or even just selecting it to 18, even if you're trying to manipulate the algorithm in a way to say, I don't want to show to anyone younger than a certain age, this is actually flagging to Google that there is a restricted good for a reason, which is automatically going to make your CPMs likely a bit higher. We want to avoid this. So we shut all of these off unless you absolutely have to. The next piece is placement controls. This is the same piece here, and they actually warn you pretty clearly to avoid unnecessary performance loss, only exclude placements when required. This is really true. So in all cases, we keep all placements on, and if we want to edit these, then we could edit them in the campaigns, in the ad sets. In most cases, this is just going to throw up some sort of a restriction in your account, even though it might not say it. Think of this as being like what they used to call it, like blacklisted or ghosted. Ghost shadow ban. That's the word I'm looking for. Think of this as like you're shadow banning yourself in a way. So we want to cancel this. We never want these on. Next piece here is meta verified. Now, meta verified, if it ever loads for me, is something, here we go, is something that a lot of people have actually pushed and really want to be a part of. I've seen benefits and drawbacks of this. The benefits that we've seen of this are really clear. There's some links that we could add to Reels. There's some more stuff coming, and you get that little blue badge saying basically that you're a legit advertiser. However, as a little secret behind the scenes, we've seen two issues. First, we've actually seen CPCs and CPMs go up. So there's no proof in this so far, but what I'm thinking is that these meta verified accounts are getting pushed to slightly more premium users on the platforms, which are costing them more without them even wanting to. Now, I could be totally wrong about that. And what could actually be happening is because you're meta verified, because you have that little blue check mark, certain kinds of people react better to that. And then the algorithm sees that information and they say, we need to find more of these kinds of people that react better to verified content. Just because someone reacts to verified content or because you have that tag doesn't mean your CPCs or your purchase rates or your conversion rates are actually going to go up. So I'd be a little careful on this. The second issue we have is if you ever want to give anyone access, an agency, a partner, your consultant, your best friend, there's always issues when you have meta verified in place. So just a heads up, we've had a lot of brands that we work with actually remove themselves, request a withdrawal from the program, which sounds a bit crazy for something that Facebook's pushed so hard in the last year. Outside of meta verified, the next piece is Advantage plus creative. So everything down here is going to be way more impactful than these first two. Advantage plus creative. There's this little checkbox for most industries that actually allows us to click and select test new enhancements. What this is going to do is it's going to test for different Advantage plus, different AI features on your ads 5% of the time. We can click learn more here and it should show us a couple of these examples, some that they've rolled out in the past. Brightness, show products, add overlays, enhance ETA, expand image animation, the list goes on and on. On my end, I want to be able to select these all the time, and I never want Facebook to have to select these for me. We could always select these enhancements within the ad platform, and I have news for everyone, literally everyone. If it's so good, it's going to be mandated by Facebook, right? So if they found that, hey, adding relevant comments only, for example, is so good, it always drives better performance, they're going to mandate it and only show relevant comments, period, end of story, because there will be a certain point where that is actually more money in Meta's pocket. So we're not guinea pigs. We don't like to be tested, which is why we always shut this off and we select it at the ad set or even ad level, even though it's going to take you way more time to build. Those are wins that we want to take. Next piece here is audience segments. This is the most important part of all of advertiser settings. So your audience segments actually allow you, I'll show you in the ads manager here. Your audience segments actually allow you to see when you click this breakdown button and you type in audience segments, they allow you to see your spend on new customers, engaged customers, and existing customers. We always want to have a good pulse on new versus engaged versus existing. If we don't have a good pulse on these breakouts, we really put ourselves in a kind of a sketchy scenario because we don't know if Facebook's overspending or underspending on one of these categories. So if we go back to our advertiser settings and click on audience segments, what I would generally set up here is exactly what I have on screen, but you could get more expansive if you're newer or if you don't have as big audiences so far. First, we're going to set up our add to cart 90 days and our visitors 30 days. We're considering anyone who's added to cart or been to our site or added to cart 90 days and visited site in the last 30 days. We're considering those people engaged. Above, we have our Klaviyo lists. So this is going to be another module that we have in here that's going to specifically show you how you can import all of your Klaviyo data into Facebook. Just note that you're going to want to take that data and also put it into your customer list here as well, because it's enhancing. It's basically the exact same thing as what you have here from your Pixel and your conversions API. It's just taking it and doubling down. So there's duplication here. We don't care because it's just a segmented list. The next piece under customer list is existing customers. In existing customers, we have purchasers. Really, you can go 180 days. We did 90 days in this account because there was an issue, but you should do 180 days at least. And then we did purchase from the website 180 days. Now, the Klaviyo list, again, show you how to import that. The purchase 180 days is coming right from your Pixel. And how you could easily build this is just by clicking create a custom audience, use your website activity, make sure you select your correct pixel, move your audience retention rate to 180 for purchasers, change the event to purchase, name your event, and click create audience. I don't have to because it's right here already. Once you have these set up, they don't pull back retroactively. They're always moving forward. They will be in your ad account right here, and you can click breakdown audience segments to see the performance per segment. It's one of the most important things that you can possibly do in your ad account because we always need to know how much are we spending on existing customers, how much are we spending on engaged customers, how much are we spending on new customers. Excuse me. All right. I think that's a wrap for this one. Those advertiser settings are really key. Get those set up right away. And then we're going to jump into a lot of detailed campaign setup and structure and strategy coming up.